Imagine a city where an algorithm decides you're a problem. Not for committing a serious crime, but for a jaywalking ticket you got 5 years ago. This isn't science fiction. It's the reality for Dr. Elias Vance, a professor of urban sociology. His life's work was studying how cities use fines and fees to bleed their poorest residents dry. He just never expected to become his own case study. It all started at a colleague's retirement party. The police burst in, tipped off about an illegal gambling ring. They were using a new system, the Community Decay Algorithm, or CDA. This algorithm flagged anyone present who had any prior infraction, no matter how small. For Elias, it was that single jaywalking ticket from years ago. In the chaos, an officer named David Raxon singled him out, accusing him of being the organizer. Despite his protests and credentials, Elias was arrested. His face was plastered on the local news, "Local professor busted in gambling sweep." The charges were dropped the next morning. But for Officer Raxon, it was a personal insult. The arrest was over, but the harassment was just beginning. Elias's name was now permanently on the CDA's list, and Raxon had the perfect excuse to make his life a living hell. It began with his car, an older but well-maintained sedan. On Monday, he was stopped for a non-compliant bumper sticker because it was peeling slightly. Warning. On Tuesday, a citation for a cracked taillight lens, a hairline fracture you could barely see. That was $85. Wednesday, a $150 ticket for an improper window tint inspection sticker. Friday, $60 for parking too close to a driveway, something no one on his quiet street ever got ticketed for. Elias spent countless hours and hundreds of dollars fighting these tickets. He'd get them thrown out, but the cost in time, anxiety, and missed work was immense. He fixed the taillight, peeled off the sticker, got the tint re-inspected. But it didn't matter. The next week, Raxon would just invent new reasons to stop him. The strategy was clear. It wasn't about justice, it was about attrition. But the harassment went beyond tickets. It was a constant, suffocating surveillance. Raxon's patrol car would cruise slowly past Elias's house multiple times a day. If Elias was out gardening, Raxon would stop, roll down his window, and ask, "Just checking to make sure you're not disturbing the peace, Professor." If he went for a jog, he'd be stopped and asked for his ID, just to check against the outstanding warrant list. It was designed to make him feel watched, paranoid, and exhausted. His neighbors started whispering. The police were always at his house. He must be doing something wrong. Then an anonymous tip was sent to his university, accusing him of misusing school property, referring to the computer in his home office. The system was working exactly as intended, turning his own community against him. After 6 long months, Elias was at his breaking point. He was psychologically drained, constantly tense, and his finances were in ruins. His own research, the very work that defined him, began to suffer. He was so close to just giving up, to moving away, to letting the system win. But then, in his darkest moment, he remembered his own studies. He remembered the patterns, the data, the stories of countless others trapped in this same cycle. The community decay algorithm, Officer Raxon's relentless campaign. The endless stream of bogus tickets. It was the exact system of exploitation he had dedicated his life to exposing. He wasn't just a victim, he was a witness with the expertise to fight back. This realization ignited a fire in him. He wasn't going to run, he was going to dismantle the machine from the inside. Elias reached out to the City Legal Aid Foundation. Together, they started digging and discovered a chilling pattern. Elias wasn't Raxon's only target. The community decay algorithm was systematically flagging and harassing dozens of other residents in his gentrifying neighborhood. All people with old fines or minor past infractions. They were the perfect targets for a city looking to generate revenue under the guise of proactive policing. Armed with this knowledge, they filed a massive class action lawsuit against the city and the police department. They argued that the city was violating due process by using a secret, flawed algorithm to create a target list for harassment. They accused the department of abusing its power, using tickets not for public safety, but to generate revenue and punish people who didn't fit a certain mold. And they specifically named Officer Raxon's constant stops as targeted retaliation for Elias's initial false arrest. The city's lawyers tried to frame it differently. They argued that Officer Raxon was simply a diligent cop, proactively enforcing community standards. But Elias and his legal team had the data. His own research became the key. They presented evidence showing that an overwhelming 95% of these minor revenue-generating citations were issued to residents flagged by the CDA. The numbers didn't lie. The goal wasn't safety, it was profit and control. The story doesn't end with a dramatic courtroom verdict. Not yet. It ends with the beginning of discovery. The lawsuit forces the city to open its books, to reveal the secret code behind the community decay algorithm. The city's fierce resistance to this transparency proves what Elias knew all along. The algorithm itself is the weapon. It's a system that automates harassment, making victims feel like their own decay is not just happening, but being mandated by a machine. Elias Vance, once a professor studying the system from the outside, is now at the heart of the fight to tear it down. He realizes that stopping one officer like Raxon is just the first small step. The real enemy, the final boss, is the algorithm itself, the silent, invisible code that turns human lives into data points on a path to decay. The battle to dismantle it has just begun. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the systems that shape our world. We'll see you next time.